Hey! Welcome back. It's the Elder Scribe again. I am very, very sick, so please excuse any brain farts I have today, because it's bound to happen. I'm sure someone will call me out my bullshit. But yeah, we're back. This, I believe, if my brain is right, this is the 5th episode of Kingslayers. As we left off, our party had made their way finally into Burton proper, making their way around and viewing the different sights and scenes and exploring one avenue of work that was provided by Theo. They made their way to the Twisted Tankard, run by a man named Donovan. Dad bod realness, gentleman who is happy to help and provide work. You turned down some of the smaller gigs, which might have been quicker, but weren't quite as worth it. Some people went and they did some research in the library.
College of Storms?
College of Storms. Thank you, AJ. Take inspiration for helping.
Oh, nice.
Some people went out and decided that teachers definitely get a fair wage, so we're going to look into doing that.
Hey, I mean, it depends where you're at, man. You never know.
But perhaps the most lucrative, Rainier, which I'm remembering to say correct, found work that is paying well. Now, mind you, there's still a few other avenues.
There's good inspiration. Could you say?
Hey, let's go. You know, I always do this. I think I didn't use my one last time. I have 2d6 here sitting on my desk. But
it's dangerous.
There is other avenues of work that you are so aware. Specifically, Marquestial, coming from here, you know for a fact that there is a lawmaster in town that you could always go to, where there is like official crown-backed work. Although it is a little bit less paying, obviously, because there's more to do, like tax and stuff that the crown would take cut and stuff. It might be a little bit more, like, for setting up long-term goals and money might be better. So there is, if you roll me a history check, I'll see if you can remember the last name of the former lawmaster.
7. Fuck knows.
Maybe it was a DC 5.
Maybe it was a DC 5. Unfortunately, it was not. But you do know there is a small area on the northern gate into Burton where the lawmaster's office would sit. There isn't so much like a bounty board where you'd have to go in and speak. It's normally reserved for like crown approved mercenary work or people who are aligned with the guard. However, if you have your reputation as you so do, and it probably will be passed down the chain of command that you are working for the crown, you might have a chance of getting some money there.
Do we have like an official writ that we are doing this odyssey?
You weren't given any specific writ to say you're doing an odyssey, more just the mark that Viola tracks. You didn't really want to like.
I was going to say, do we want an official?
The main reason Everett didn't exactly do that is he didn't want to, as you got released into the city, out you all as the, you know, because if that starts going around, the town criers are going to start crying the description of the folk. In which case your life gets a little bit more like
spicy.
Difficult. Yeah, a little bit harder to navigate. You know,
cool.
low-key would be harder.
So currently we are getting our grub and going to the smithy.
Yes, you're currently in Talking Time and with Erdar and robbing him of a trolley and all the cakes possible. Your coffees are brought out. The nervous, I believe I said half-elven gentleman or elven gentleman.
Yeah, half-elf.
It's very much so like it's this place, albeit like small and quaint, is definitely like a known delicacy as more people start coming in. There's a few other just humans, maybe about 17, 18, a guy and a girl come in they start putting on aprons and they are like serving people as the morning goes on. The morning rush, actually, this place is busy.
They don't have their fucking cut.
I was going to say, do they have enough cakes this current stage? A lot of people leaving disappointed.
If you pass a perception of below 15, sorry, we actually have no cakes today. There was a buyout that happened very early. I'm extremely sorry, but we have some very nice some nice crumbles coming through in the afternoon. If you just wait till lunchtime, perhaps. And then there's a lot of people who get a little bit fussy and then take their coffee, and then they go for like more of a traditional like breakfast that's like meats and.
Traditional breakfast.
Yeah.
But like Irish, my brain's traditional.
We have our Rindle toast, and that's enough.
Yeah,
breakfast is just an excuse to eat dessert first thing in the morning.
I think I think I planned originally, while everyone else went to the blacksmith, or some people went to the blacksmith, I was going to go to the College of Storms to meet the headmistress there.
Yeah.
That's what
You
you
want
guys
to speak with me?
want to do.
Yeah.
You enjoy your breakfast.
Friends.
I will say, I need to mention this on the stream. I was keeping track of the days. It is currently the 18th in game, which means Mercastio's domain should have passed the last day, I believe. That's at least what way I was tracking my things. Maybe I forgot to describe, unless someone expressly has a very different date to me.
No.
I know
I
you
kind of lost
totally
track of
keep
dates.
that in
I
mind.
kind of lost track
Yeah.
after like the second session.
See, the problem is when you do a big time skip between like the waiting for your trial it's difficult to
Yeah.
keep mind on it.
So you noticed when Merc came up to get her coffee to go from her usual breakfast place, not realizing you guys were there, anyone with decent passive would see that it is a different domain on her necklace.
Decent.
What does it look like?
passive.
Let's say passive 13 or higher.
Cool. So it is a red sun.
No, the sun is yellow.
Okay, who's the mother?
Interesting.
Fucking hell, Daria. That was beautiful.
Take inspiration. Take a d6.
Oh, thank you.
There's inspiration being handed out left and
I
right
am
here.
sick and I'm
Don't
feeling generous.
point
This
it
doesn't
to
happen
someone.
often, so don't question it.
Raph. Shush.
There is a bit of time. There is also Mercastio, there's a temple you have yet to visit. I don't know if that's on your mind, but just make sure you know that there is the Zygonia Temple also in town.
There's two that I haven't visited, isn't there? I haven't visited
Nemevana.
Segolia or Nemevana.
Yes, you did see Nemevana's one a little bit briefly as he came through for the trial to you didn't stop to speak, but you have like officially, other temples that you should probably check in and show up 4 years late for work too.
Yeah, probably.
Although one of them probably won't notice that you were even gone.
Oh, 100%. He'd be like, yo, what year is this?
So, the morning comes. It is a bright Burton day. The sun is very warm. It's like the sea breeze close to the village, the city, makes it a little bit nicer, but it's about easily 24 degrees, 25 degrees with the wind chill.
I'm sorry. Is that in not freedom
That
units?
that is not freedom units.
Okay, cool. You don't have to convert it. I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, that is very cold.
I will convert it because you are in freedom country. That's about 75.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
That's
nice.
including the wind chill. So if you were further inland, it would be much warmer. So the city is yours. The morning is lovely. There is smell of pastries aplenty in this small little place. If you ever wish to leave,
Listen,
You
that
guys-
would that won't actually.
Do you guys' towns have like their little like slogans or whatever? Because have a bright Burton day is all I can think of now.
Yeah,
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so Cal is leaving. Merc is also leaving. The three of us are
Not
going and
sure.
investigating.
Depends. If you want me to go with you to the blacksmith, I will. Like it's.
We
not a
don't
big
care.
thing. Alright.
Do you want, if you want Calasindia, I could take you to the college. And then, just so you know where you're going. And then
By all
I'll go
means.
to my temple.
Certainly.
Good work.
So work out fine.
Sure.
so if I am correct, that means the current groups are going to be Cal and Merc. Unless Anna, did you want to do more research today, or did you want to go?
No, I'll stick with Zamani.
All right, so Zamani, Rainier, and Anna are going the other way. All right, so we'll start with the smaller group first. Cal and Merc, you are heading to the College of Storms, I assume.
Yep.
So you make your way there. There is a very similar-looking raven, dark feather, dark plumage. Hervez looks over at you. Hello, back again.
Yes, I'm just, I was guiding my friend to the temple. This is Calasindia, Hervez.
Pleasure.
He reaches a hand across. It is very apparent now with Hermes. There is like a not trying to be rude, but is just like taken aback by your eyes. with your
Oh,
passive.
Lord.
Okay.
So there's like a
Pleasure to meet you.
is all mine. You're here to see the mistress, I assume.
Correct.
Very good, very good. I will put in a word and we just take a seat over there. She'll be out to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Mark,
I'll
thank
be
you
on my
for
way.
directing me here.
My guest here,
No problem.
before you
Hmm?
go away, he has like this like ream of paper. He starts flicking through really quick, and he like edges that it pulls out easy enough. He hands you a
Fucking
book.
invoice. Okay.
It is
Common?
like you look through. It is a to-do list of like places that need to be cleaned, bookshelves that need to be organized, fixes that need to be done for different areas.
Okay. Looks like I'm doing that. How long? Like, probably hours work, or?
Probably like I'd say the better part of like 3 hours. It's like you unfortunately fall into the category of jack of all trades for this establishment as well, being able to like
Yep.
fix and categorize stuff, being one of the few
Yep.
book nerds that also has the upper body strength to fix these bookshelves.
Yep. Alright.
Like there's mending and stuff that's going around, but like there's bigger breaks and like things that need to be assembled, and the IKEA instructions are nowhere to be seen. So they need someone who knows that.
Yep. Alright.
And it's just like you see at the bottom there's like a little bit of writing, and it's just please at your soonest attention see her best for payment afterwards.
At least I'm getting paid. Alright. I'll go and I head off to like the janitor cupboard or whatever where some tools and shit are and just get to fucking work.
High priestess.
I'm
Yep.
just imagining just Merc just walks into the cupboard and it's just like the clang noises, everything starts to fall over.
Oh, fuck.
A couple moments later there is a very like hair that used to be blonde but is like going grey but elegantly, kind of like a platinum blonde at this stage, up in a very tight bun, spectacles down the bottom of her nose. You must be Calacindia, is it?
Yes, a pleasure. Did Mercasio mention?
Headmistress
Her name?
Valois.
Okay, Valois, I presume.
Yes, Valva. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
I have arranged a nice little seating area up in the upper gardens. If you'd like to come with me,
Boss.
she brings
Stand
you
up
to
and-
like the upper stairs, where it's quite nice, and then there's like the a small area that's like kind of not fitting the area too much. It doesn't look like your idea of like College of Storm's libraries. Like this sounds
Yeah.
like very nerdy, and then like almost on the top floor it juts out and it looks like it should just be a balcony, but it's been long since seeded and grass grown, and there's various little like little contraptions made of metal and lenses to look at the stars at night.
Oh, quite beautiful out here.
Closes like the large glass doors and just puts a little thing over it that clicks in. Not like an effective lock by any means, but just more so people know not to come on out.
Oh, yeah.
So, please a seat. I did not
Thank
know your preference in tea, so I've brought a few different types. I've got
Oh, wonderful.
a bit of vanilla and manuka honey, or some matcha green if it would fit.
Right, well, I mean, both of those are quite new to me and from where I'm from, so why not start out with the matcha green and see how we go from there?
She gets the teas ready and she sits down. She goes, so,
A
Macastia
bit-
tells
I
me...
was- Alright.
Oh, I am so sorry.
No, of course. You go.
Macastia tells me you are from the world below, which is, I can see.
Correct.
And I must just open by saying I am never met Astalis before. I've read about your culture, and I've known a few who have journeyed below and were found below. So, I do not keep in too recent contact with them, unfortunately. Des is not forgetting. She is not, but Des is. I have met an Osiris before. So that's a complete wrong word. Sorry.
Azaria.
Azaria.
Astaria the Azaria.
Yeah, Star. One by the name of Astaria. That is Dez's brain fart right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have so much questions. I know Ojikia has little information on your libraries and such, and I know they are perhaps some of the most complete collections. What brings you to the surface?
Well, I mean, first of all, we are quite uncommon here. I think you're the first person actually in Burton to recognize Starless upon first sight. I mean, I meant it in the city. I guess, dude, don't worry. But in terms of the surface, well, consider me, I guess, equally curious about life up here and the world up here. There's a lot that we do not know. I guess a lot of our knowledge is quite old in parts. Well, old by your standards, at least, but lots happened up here. And, well, I was more adventurous with my pursuit of knowledge, and I wish to learn more.
Pathways to... forgive me, I've never heard it spoken, I've only ever heard it read. Ijen here? Izanda? Is that correct?
Ijenhari Zandia. That's correct. Close to it, at least.
I've only seen it written, I apologize.
Of course.
The pathways to your territories are very well hidden. Is that done by arcane means, or is that just the nature of the world below?
It is. Is it arcane, or is it the nature of the world
below? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Although it's not so much arcane.
I mean, we do have, well, magical and, I guess, arcane protections over them, disguising them and protecting them. But it's also, we prefer to keep them out of sight. And there's a lot of people that would take advantage of them if they were found. Not all of them bad, but a lot of them. And as well for the surface, for your own benefit. If the more we can keep what else is in the world below down there, then the better for you up here.
Speaking of what is in the world below, I remember briefly before Mercastiel left, there was, well, got back to me from the College of Storms up there that there was Darakun, which...
Yes.
We have done some research since the 4 years have passed, and talked a little to our allies in Ojikia, who parlayed a little information to Ijenhar Alexandria?
Much better.
Nothing like butchering the names you write yourself just for the name.
I can see how much it's paining you, Des.
But we became of something aware called the Ghoul Empire, which, by all our knowledge prior, we thought ghouls to be unorganized and senseless undead. Albeit, from what information is relayed back to us, there is a structure to them. And I suppose my main curiosity point of question today is, does your surfacing have to do with the surfacing of the Darakun Empire? Or is it an empire that was attacking up in... I suppose it wasn't an empire, but was it related?
Right, well, I must admit that's been quite an interest to myself as well. I've been honestly waiting to hear a bit more about that. We weren't told much about what transpired after our attempts in Ulden to stop the Darakul up there or anything, but or if they've been sighted since then.
They have not since.
That's
it is very close.
Good,
to
but concerning.
The 4-year anniversary of when you all went missing. It is about to be middle of summer. Ulden will start getting busy again this time of year.
It's... well, to answer one of your questions, I don't think that they were directly connected to myself or anything quite like that, but it is very concerning that they did appear where they did when they did, and as random as it seems. For them to make 2 sightings in Odin and Crosspost, for my understanding, and to make
There's
no
a sighting
further
of
attempts.
Crosspost. That is news to me as she starts.
Indeed. It appears so. Which is quite interesting. The Empire of Ghouls does not tend to make such efforts lightly, such attempts at infestations, and especially not on the surface. As far as we were aware, prior to my journey to the surface, I considered all of them to be in the world below. But it appears not.
It's very interesting.
I'll admit to you that it's been concerning me slightly, their presence up here. We did not detect it, and as far as I'm aware, no one up here detected it.
Tell me, you must have lost, I assume if you're with McCastiel and undertaking the Odyssey as well, you also lost 4 years of your life? Albeit a considerable less percentage of your life.
It is a comparatively less amount of time, but still, it's 4 years of no memory and no recollection of anything that happened, which is, well, not exactly the best thing to come to realize. On that note, actually, I did have one small favor to ask of you.
By all means, anything. If anything I can help to provide to possibly increase relations with us, perhaps we could talk.
Well, I was hoping, did you have a means of long-range communications at all that I could use to contact the world below?
I personally can access spells such as sending. That is not out of my bounds, is it? I suppose if it is an emergency, is it very important?
Well, I've been missing for 4 years now and have no means of sending messages there. And there's a lot of information I wish to pass on. Not the least of which being my new, proposed position by King Everard.
Can you just run me a persuasion check with advantage, if you'd like?
Absolutely. Come on, let's go. Okay, dirty 20. It's not bad.
I normally try and save these for more higher learning and such, or emergency, but I think this dictates emergency enough to get a scroll of sending for you. We should have some in our archives. We try and save them, but I think this justifies the usage.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Palomar.
You must
I
welcome.
myself, if there's anything I can offer you, I was a scholar within the world below and studied at many of the universities and archives there. So if there's anything that I can provide knowledge-wise, then I'd be more than happy to.
By all means, my knowledge on your people, I know there was the schism between you and the Paladels, and that is the extent, and I know little of the mythos that surrounds your people, the god that is said to have brought humanity originally to Quenthos' land. But I must admit, I know nothing of the deity itself. So, by all means, if you can have a little think on what you're willing to share first time, we can, don't have to get everything out of the way today, depending on how long you're staying in Burton. Or can someone remind me, AJ specifically, did you tell her about the keep you guys got? I can't remember.
I think so.
I think you did, because she was
like,
very
no,
much
yeah,
like...
ambassador.
She told everything.
Yeah,
No, I did not tell everything. I didn't mention that he's a warlock.
I know there is one person who told you about the illusion magic, about Elias trying to turn illusion to reality. I just can't remember.
I think that's
Val.
exactly
Yes,
what
it was her.
I think it was, yeah.
All right, well, we can talk a little. I know you must be very busy, so if you'd like, I could. I will send a scribe to the keep that you will keep, to try and
Yes.
gather information and just a friendly face for your new home. I want to try and keep channels of communication open between us. I feel like there's an awful lot of information that I do not know of your realm of existence, and you may not know of ours. And I am a paragon of information. So if you have any questions about the surface, you want to.
Thank
By all
you
means.
for that. I was quite actually going to ask you, would I be able to have access to your archives here? In terms
Yes,
of research
course,
and
of course,
like?
of course. By all
Thank you.
means.
Well, I mean, I guess I can tell you a little bit about the mythos of the Dying God and of that story.
Yes, I will go and get you the scroll, and I'll only be a minute. Enjoy your tea.
Thank you.
Is sun okay? Would you like a parasol?
Oh, it's quite all right. Thank you very much. It's a bit jarring, but it's not awful. This is taking some getting used to, and I probably should get used to it if I'm to be up here.
I will be but a few minutes. As she, backs out. And
Yeah.
closes the door. Obviously, definitely trying to
Jesus.
do her best to establish relation, because you get the
Oh
feeling
yeah.
that
Oh yeah.
among scholars, you could become a very valuable asset between surface level
Oh, yeah.
scholars that don't
I
have this
bet Cal is
information.
enjoying it so much.
He knows this. Don't worry. He fucking knows this.
So,
He's just gonna very curiously, as she's gone, just poking around, just having a look at everything in the area, like all the
Yeah, it's,
mechanical stuff, just taking it.
kind of like looking through different lenses. Yeah, sky doesn't have exactly much to show right now, as it is the middle of the day. You can watch the clouds.
You hear Merc swearing at some broken shelf or some shit that she's trying to fix in the distance.
He's stuck there sipping his tea.
Cal's just like, this is the way things should be.
Yes.
Finally, the recognition I deserve. So, about 5 minutes pass, maybe closer to 10 actually, and Valois comes back. She lets herself through the doors. She makes herself in. She has a very, very nice, bronze filigree scroll case that is kind of opens up. It's maybe like size A4 of depth and length, and she opens up, and there appears to be a file of decks where things are categorized, and she starts going through them, and she pulls out a thin sliver of vellum that serves as the scroll. You get there's
Thank
probably
very
a lot
much
of
for that.
spells in there.
That's cool though. That's fucking cool.
It's a portable
if it-
filing cabinet.
If I was a rash person, I would definitely try and mug her of that. But
It's
Definitely
my
bad
favorite spell ever. But she takes it in hand.
Thank you so much.
It's very compact. It's actually you can see it's written very very neat. Everything's made to fit in and you with your perception you can peek a look into the spell scroll case. Everything is perfect. Edges are cut to all line up. It's
Nice.
it's OCD beyond repair.
It's just immaculate.
I didn't realize Liber was going to show up in this campaign.
Hey.
Yeah. Always does.
Always finds a way.
So you were
Right,
saying
well, thank you.
about the mythos of your dying.
Yes. Well, from what we know, the Dying God, unlike the heroes that are worshipped here, was born of the void itself, much like the Firewalker and the Eye of Ruin that also inhabit your land. But unlike them, he came to Quenthos, here, with his followers, the first of humanity, including the Star Elves, my ancestors. But upon arriving and attempting to settle this land with his people, he came into conflict with the Jotuns, the same, which would eventually go on to try and enslave the rest of humanity over 1,000 years later. But a long and hard war was fought between, the Dying God and my people and the Jotuns. And eventually, through trickery and no small means of deceit and ambush, they managed to bring the Dying God low. And through their own means, they managed to break him. Not dead entirely, as the name would suggest, but shattered. Fragmented.
Is it? I know little of the outer gods, like the Farwalker and the Eye of Ruin and such. You say they... I very rarely find myself ignorant to knowledge on the subject. Is it possible for the god to die, or is it?
Yeah.
I don't fully understand.
Those possessing of true divinity, such as the Dying God or the Farwalker or the Eye of Ruin, they are unable to completely die. Their physical form might diminish and be rendered unable to manifest on the physical plane, but their spirit and their, well, more metaphysical forms can still exist and influence their followers.
It's very interesting.
As far as we all know, then they are truly impossible to fully kill.
That's very interesting. So as you...
Which is one of the reasons that they decided to break him as opposed to killing him completely. That is something only another god of that level would be able to completely do.
The Ottens are a very dangerous species.
Indeed they are.
So as you sit there with Val for a little bit, exchanging a little bit more information, we're not going to go for the entire background of the Dying God that you explained. Cutting over to the other group that is in the process of memeing and making their way to the Smith.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
can see
You
your
can't
guys'
see anything.
I just made a wonderful pun and nobody appreciated it. That's all.
I
We
appreciate
appreciate it. It's just,
It was
didn't
a
appreciate
double pun. It was a pun on two fronts.
Are you brave enough to bring it into the stream then?
Yeah, okay, cool. You brought the dying god low, so he's good at limbo. Because he's dying, so he's in
So
limbo.
as you make your
but
way to
he's
the
not-
Smith,
Deserved. Deserved.
I hate everything here. I gotta go, guys. Goodbye. I'm not appreciated.
same.
Oof.
So as you guys make your way to the Smith, it is what you'd expect to be abandoned is not. It does appear to be open for business. The name of the Smith, the Singing Stone. You go in and there is a Goliath-born woman. Appears to be running Smith. There is also not a small amount of armed guards in the building.
Do they look like city guards?
Not really. No.
Do they have topaz
No,
anywhere?
they do. They don't look to be as part of the Topaz Cult. The one kind of looks over you all. Well, how are you all? What can I do for you?
We're here to investigate the situation with Kendry.
Are you with Niles?
No, we are independent contractors.
Name's Dargy. I'm running this place while Kendry's laying low. You'll do your best not to make trouble, but I can help. Are you looking for the shipment? Or are you?
Well, we're not here to cause trouble, we're here to solve it. So we're looking for Kendry, we're looking for shipment. We're looking to make your life easier. So whatever you can tell us.
Well, Kendry's a little bit indisposed, as you might imagine. Bounty on his head. He doesn't really want to be shop floor. If you want, I'll bring you back, but no weapons.
That's not a problem.
Leave him with the gate. Leave him with Kay. So there's a large other Goliath in armor, ready, just ready for a fight.
Right. Can you spell the name of this darling J or whatever the fuck it was?
Denji.
Sure.
And then K.
I like
as in
mine more.
Wait, I thought his name was Dials.
No, we
he
have
said,
a
"Are you with Niles?"
Oh.
And this
We've got a
guy
lot of names
Denji.
going around, but you guys are actually doing really well keeping up with them all. So you guys are doing really well.
Hey. As we leave the weapons with them, do they all seem, with including this Denji, as part of one outfit?
You look around. There is like a signature, like just buckle that like keeps their like. They all have like a half cape that's kind of going across them, just covering them. They'll have like this, like 2 boulders that are like crashing into each other with rubble falling down, clasp on them all.
Okay. Have I heard of the Boulder Clash mercenaries before?
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
You tell me you've never heard of the Boulder Clashes, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, listen, I probably did, because I rolled a 19 plus what? Plus 1, dirty 20.
So the Stone Crash Goliaths come up from north near Bellerin. They're an extremely strong mercenary group that actually does most of their work with like ring magic and helping people like defend stuff with that. So they're very well equipped, but they are probably hired by Kendry to keep things running.
Denji is also a Goliath.
Yes, all of them are Goliaths.
Okay. As we leave our weapons, I will ask. So I hear Stonecrash are pretty good. Why aren't you guys investigating the missing shipment?
Well, we don't do that sort of work. We're not really good for finding stuff. We're good for knocking heads together and stopping people from knocking heads together, but it's not. Search and recovery isn't exactly our specialty. A lot of my guys are ready to punch for Sasquatches later, and we'd be liable probably to lose it. I know where my specialty lies. Escorts and such like that, that's fine, but finding something that's gone missing, we're a noticeable crowd. You see us all rock through, I think people will see that we're coming looking.
Did you have any run-ins with the Topaz already?
Not the Topaz. They're not gonna move against Kendry as a move themselves, but they've hired a few people who've tried. They got squished. Caught between a rock and a hard place.
Nice.
Hey.
Get it?
Why do you get to make puns and I don't?
Because it's on brand with their branding.
It's on brand with my branding. It's not commodities.
All right. So as we are led into the inside, can we see how like run down or like how does it look?
So the Singing Stone isn't run down at all. It's a very well established smithery. As you get brought below, like almost underground beneath it, then probably like 2 floors, it goes deeper than you'd actually expect. As you come through, and there's like bellows that chimneys are going up through and on. There's like pipes that are going through the entire place, and at the bottom there's like this nice room that kind of opens in, carpeted. And there's a very well dressed half elf there. Black hair, like thick black hair all over, arms and all, muscular. You would recognize this as what would fit the description of Kendry. Goes, Denji, is this necessary? Are these... Who are you all?
I mean, we're here to fill a job.
You from the Tankard?
Yep.
You have proof?
Yes, I take out the little tankard.
I don't.
Alright, Donovan sent you. That means you're either here to try and kill me or here to try and help me. I assume since Denji brought you down that you're probably here to help me, though.
Yes, we're not here to pick fights with the Stone Crush. But, of course, time is of the essence if you want that shipment returned. So, can you fill us in?
Yeah, by all means. So shipment was on its way through the southeastern districts. It was making its way to the Topaz Cut's ship. Before it even made it to the docks, there's a series of alleyways that kind of, when traffic is bad with the Cut, you go through that way to try and cut down some time. And Topaz was very interested in us getting it to them as quick as possible when it was completed, so my men went through there. It's not very well patrolled at all, but normally it's fine. It's admittedly a little shadier, but people don't go that way because generally people that do go that way don't want to be messed with or are willing to mess with others. I thought perhaps knowing it was for the Topaz Cut that people would be not interested in affecting the privateer's equipment. I don't know if the Topaz Cut has many enemies that would be looking to steal their stuff. It's not like they're not equipped. It's more it's either a blow to me for trying to get me taken out, or it's trying to just fuck with the Topaz Cut, which, let's be honest, the privateers are all very liable to fuck with each other. But it's dragged me into this. The Cut made its way through, and somewhere between the entrance and exit of that alleyway, the driver was swapped. And we lost track. Found my guy in the alley. Maybe half a day later, stabbed, poison.
What about the rest of you people? You said you sent it with people, multiple.
Yeah, I don't know where they are. I have no track of them. Either they were turncoats and they went with the assailants. Perhaps it was an inside job, which I'd hope it's not. Or my men are just going to show up in the bay sometime soon, perhaps floating, or perhaps they're sinking. Maybe they have it.
Do you have a decent relationship with the Topaz?
I thought I did. It's not my first time working for them. I've made small bits for Niles. I did some studded leather, kind of redid the rings on it, and made a few different scabbards and stuff to clip throughout it. And I've worked on smaller jobs with this to build faith, but this was meant to be the first big one. There's some.
But the likelihood that they're the ones who stole the shipment in order to try to have an excuse to get rid of you is probably low then.
I would think so, because I take payment front for the quality of work I produce. It is to be done. So I don't see why it would get them to cut me out of business, unless perhaps they have someone that wishes to take over my establishment if they had an acquaintance who was looking for smithery, because the Singing Stone has a well reputation. But I don't know what they stand to gain by it. Perhaps it is a thing to get rid of me. Perhaps, I do not know. It's difficult to tell. They are docked in the city. If you can even just get Niles to call off the hit and perhaps persuade him with enough evidence that it wasn't me who because it's not like I got my cart and stuff back. Niles is under the impression that I am taking the money and just not providing anything, which there's about 7,000 odd gold worth of gems gone into these weapons.
Do you have the body of the driver?
I think he is still to be buried at the Temple of Zygolia. I don't know if he has been quite buried yet. I do not know. I don't keep the body. That would be a little odd.
Right. Well, you know that there was poison involved. Do you have a sample? Do you know what kind of poison that it was?
You would have to talk to the priests at the Temple of Zygolia. I don't personally have it. They're the ones who would have done the autopsy.
Right. And to the best of your knowledge, does Topaz Cut use poisons?
Topaz Cut has used poison in the past, but that's It's just this sort of work is beyond the realm of the work that they do. Most of their work is always at sea. They are seafarers. I don't see why they would have killed and then offered a bounty for my... By all means, it could be them. I do not know. Niles is a bit erratic, but a decent enough person, I thought.
Does it seem like he's been like truthful this entire time?
Yeah, that's what I was also asking.
Okay.
Finally.
Shut up! You're not here.
I was actively not insulting just to it.
Rep, my insight is 18.
18? Okay.
I got a 19.
He's definitely trying to come from a place of like fact, and like he's trying to recall best he can. There's definitely a panic to him, but doesn't seem to be like a deceitful moment. He's like trying to. He may be forgetting stuff in the heat, but he's like actively trying to provide you with the best information he can because he's definitely nervous for his life.
And as we kind of observe, I would also want to observe the guy, the Denji.
Yeah, you can.
The Denji dude. Does he seem like disinterested or whatever?
But you can roll insight.
Oh, it's a she. I thought it's a
Yeah.
guy. Sorry.
No, she's just big.
She big. 14.
14. Disinterested as it does not affect her line of work.
Gotcha. Okay, Kendry, another question. Suppose the people who stole it want to get rid of it. Where would they go?
I've not done much time in the black markets of Burton, at all myself. If they were to do that, I imagine they wouldn't even try and sell it within Burton. I think it would be on a ship out of here. Selling it within Burton, it would be too recognisable.
Right.
It
And
could be trying to be loaded onto a ship.
How big is the shipment? How big are we talking?
We're talking like a 7 foot long by 4 foot wide carriage filled of crates. So it's not
And in
unnoticeable.
That how much?
It's a decent
1.5
size. 2 meter long and 1.5 meter wide rough wagon, that is. Just crates loaded with weapons.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
arms.
I mean, the carriage. It's very easy. How long ago was this?
About a little over a week now.
They're probably long fucking gone, but we can look.
And as I said, even if it's just a matter of even talking to Niles and getting him off my case, if I'm willing to
Right.
pay
Well,
the
how much
bounty
are you
guys,
paying? Oh, the same amount.
1,000 gold. If once this situation is over for me, the 1,000 gold is yours, whether it's getting Niles the equipment or just getting Niles to fuck off away from me.
That's pretty
Whatever way that would be, that is fine. I want the bounty off my head. I want there to be doesn't even have to be good faith anymore, but even just a mutual respect to leave each other alone would be enough for me. But I didn't fuck with his shipment. I had nothing to gain from it.
Man, I really wish I knew Sound of Truth.
Well,
Oh, easy peasy.
we
fix the salt thing.
Cleric is not getting a cut because she ain't there
Nope.
to help us. Okay. How many
Easy fix some
ways
shit.
out of the city are there? There's docks and there's
So
one
there's
gate?
docks and there's about like there's like the northeast. There's about like 5 gates out of the city that are spread along like the semicircle that would be.
Oh,
the
geez.
exit.
Okay. I think our best option
Burton
is
is
to
huge,
talk
just for
to
reference.
Niles. Yeah, we should talk to Niles and see what this person thinks. Another question I have. The people that were guarding the carriage, do you trust them?
And it's not the first time they've worked for me. I did. I certainly did. They're very good hired guards for it. Caravan guards. The reputable sort. Not like an affiliated mercenary, but just part of the Artisans Guild in Burton.
Okay, how long have you been working with him?
This lot about 8 months. They go through. See, I'm a member of the Artisans Guild of Burton, so it's more that I work with the Artisans Guild and they provide caravan guards for me.
Do you have the names and the addresses of those that did not show up dead?
I can get them. I would have to get in contact with the Artisans Guild. I have names, but I would not have addresses.
Right. Well, because if they went missing, their families would notice, and then would at least know that they're not in the city. Or they're dead.
A lot of younger guys getting work done for the first, I don't know if they have settled down, but they definitely have parents at the very least. Perhaps they still live with them. It is possible. I could get in contact with the Artisans Guild, or you all could go. There is Vices is the front person for the Artisans Guild. You can find them at the representative house for the guild. It would be just about a 20-minute walk towards the docks. You want to head through the merchants district and then more to the aristocratic area. It's not so much like it's not a shop, so it doesn't really lie within there. But getting an appointment may be difficult, but I'm sure if you press the urgency, you could skip the queue.
And can you show us on the map of the city where that alley is?
Sure. And he just points out to where it is on the map for you.
Okay. Girls, any other questions?
Do you know where we could find Niles?
Niles
In
should
the
be on
docks,
the
I think.
Topaz Cut's ship.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if they had a on land kind of place as well.
No, they just have the ship, unless they would be second. They would be at the Jackal's Howl if they are staying on land somewhere still.
I like that name.
It's not a bad tavern. It's run a little less strictly than Donovan does, for my taste, but it's where an awful lot of the privateers would hang out normally.
Okay. And you said Niles is a good man, but a bit erratic. Anything else do you know about him? Does he have a family?
I don't believe... Niles is not the type to take a wife. He may have plenty of children, but I don't believe him to have had a steady family. So to
Right.
speak.
Is he weak to a pretty face?
I wouldn't say he's so much weak to a pretty face as he is weak to a face.
I see.
You know, any port in a
Sounds like
storm.
a gamer.
He swings always.
He just swings, baby.
He swings non-stop.
Look, any port in a storm for now.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Hey. And he takes all the shots.
He's all the shots.
Look,
He fuck.
I hope he's not full of shots when we go see him.
Well, that conversation will be up to you.
hey, GM Workshop, thanks for rating us with a party of 37 while we talk about fuck.
Hi!
When do we
Hey.
talk
About
about
those two.
In character.
In character,
Hey,
we're
you.
talking about...
Yeah, we weren't just.
Okay. What were you guys up to?
Like we're just gonna end that line of thinking. Goodbye.
Yeah, look,
Yep.
we're very
Perfect.
good at how we do our stuff. Very sensible. Everything is thought out. I planned
Are
this
you
out.
talking about me? Because it's not true.
I'm lying.
Yes.
No,
This is trying
No.
to lie to make people see us as good at what
I'm
we
trying
do.
to make people
This-
not just think we're degenerates 100% of the time.
And
this is giving. This,
But I
this, is,
am.
this is really giving off. Hey, look, a distraction vibes.
Hey.
This show is not
Anything you're trying to do.
scripted.
Follower of Vec is always good. So, as you get the details of Niles in the Jackal's Howl, I will put that in the chat for you guys.
And that is correct spelling on Niles, yeah?
N-I-H-L-I-S.
Fuck! Of course it's a
It
fucking
has to
H.
be with an H. Come on, dude.
It has to be with an
You know
H.
it.
Can you just...
So we're like on our way out, I assume. Now.
Yeah, unless you want to ask more questions, you probably could pry a little bit more information about Niles out of Kendry, but it would probably cross the territory of Kendry saying information that would be like probably told not to, like it's better for him not to say.
I have one question, Kendry. You said you did studded leathers for Niles.
Yes.
How many, or just one for them? For,
Well, no, that
for
was
Niles
that was
himself?
more like filigreed, like very detailing in the leather, sewing in like the sort of the dual scimitar's with the lump of topaz behind of the flag all on it for Niles. It was more like it was a very custom piece.
Right. How long ago?
Our first job with Niles would have been about 4 months ago.
I assume he was happy with it.
Very. I did a few like a little bit less detailed work for his lieutenants and such. Try and make them look a bit more uniform, and then that's when the big shipment came in, when they liked the work to get all the shields, swords, bows, everything on brand.
All right. And, well, you have to understand, if we try to persuade Niles to let this one go, he did lose a lot of money if that's not their work. What would you be able to put forth as a peace offering?
I obviously I don't have a large part of the 7,000 gold was getting in the materials and such. I could offer 3,000 of it back. It's not as much, but trying to
It's something.
higher protection and such, because Niles is as I said, he's erratic. He's very quick to put a hit out on my head for something that's gone missing before I even had a chance to try and find it. He gets very Niles is very quick to take things as a personal attack as he perceives them that way.
Well, we'll tell you when we have something.
If you can't find Niles on his ship or in the Jackal's Howl, now I've never been there myself personally, but there is the Dusty Pearl. It sits on the docks.
You haven't been.
I never. If you have an insight passive of like 10 or higher, he's probably lying.
Yeah, for sure. We don't need to roll.
No.
What's that, huh?
It's where you might, if you're feeling like the need for companionship for the night, you could.
Eloquent wording. You're fine. We all understand what you're saying.
Is it the boat that rocks?
It's a problem.
No, what?
I know. To think Burton has something as quite seedy as that.
Oh, we're
Wait,
scared.
do you mean to tell me there's only one in this city?
No, there's plenty. Not that
Okay.
I assume. But that is where Niles is reportedly to have frequent. So
Right.
it's probably where they met. Maybe you don't know.
Yeah. Thank you, Kendry. We'll be back.
I look forward to an update. As you all excuse yourself, you get your equipment back from Kay. And I assume at this point it's been a few hours as you talk to get there, and such as Merkessu and Calasindir will make their way back. Merkessu, you can go ahead and give yourself 10 gold for the day's work there.
While we were on the way back, I was going to ask them, like, so do we want to ask Merc and Cal if they want in? At this point, or
We can swing by the temple.
I assume if we're going somewhere with people who are known to be rash and probably looking for a fight already, it might be helpful to have a few more people on our side with us.
Yeah, sure. Is the temple on the way to the
Yeah.
alley and the docks?
No, you guys, that'd be a little bit more northwesterny. It'd be a long cut rather than going directly there.
The scenic route.
Yeah, let's take the scenic route.
Cut to Merc and Cal. Well, we could swing past the blacksmiths, I suppose.
No, that's
It takes like
If we
45
miss
minutes.
each
You
other-
both went like the other way and like you circle back.
No!
no. I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate it already.
I called it already.
As we go to the temple, I will say this pearl could be a good place to visit, even if we find Niles, because well, people talk when they're in their cups or in someone else's pants.
Fair point.
Reindeer
Yeah.
looking to fuck.
No, Rainy is looking
Reindeer.
for info.
And to
Just
fuck.
for the reindeer. Just for the
Yeah, you're gonna get
reindeer.
in-
It sounded like you
someone's
said
pants.
reindeer.
Yeah, I said reindeer on purpose.
Yeah, I ignore that shit.
That's what I want to get back to. You guys are the fucking.
So, as you guys eventually meet up, you do kind of like Merc knows kind of like direct path. You're just like, wait, fuck, which way do we go? You stop for like the tour sign. You are here. Fucking, I never read these things. Which way is it, alright?
Yeah.
Gotta ask the directions 3 times, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stop
Calling
at the
out
tour
to
sign to
them.
ask for
We
directions, and it's
find
Merc.
them. Hey, we find
Yeah.
them. We tell them everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Right. So what's the plan?
Ali, then
We're gonna
Pearl.
go find reindeer.
Then Docks.
You guys can split up.
splinters.
There's 4 places that you guys have to check.
Yeah.
Yes, but also last campaign I breathed the word "split the party" and you started cracking your knuckles.
Yeah. Look. I just still do.
Yeah, what's your point?
It's an option, but it's not a very good option.
No, I
Look,
think
it's just
the
timing
three
wise.
pla-
What is your image in Roll20 Des?
I don't even fucking know
Your
anymore.
profile picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a meme
It's-
about, so
yeah.
you want to split
Yeah.
the party,
Yeah.
I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah.
If I freeze, you won't notice I'm here.
Sure. No, the 3 places out of 4 are very fucking close together. So
Yeah,
I
they
think
are
we
like
should.
within like a triangle of each other.
Yeah, I think we should go Ali, Dusty Pearl,
Triangle.
Docks.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Let's go.
Ali.
Ali.
Yep. This road, it's quickest. The other one's full of traffic.
Have you been to the Pearl before, Magastia?
The Dusty Pearl.
The Pearl?
Yeah, the Dusty
What's the
Pearl.
Pearl? No idea.
Deception check.
Never heard of
Okay.
No, I would
It's a
say that
joke.
Merc has never been there.
I know,
I would say
just
Merc has
fucking
never
with you.
been there.
Merc is a goody two shoes. No brothels
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Merc.
she is.
I mean,
She,
she met her sweetheart at a young age.
No, Merc hasn't.
Aww.
So
And,
as you get
and they
there,
both frequently the Dusty Bell.
like going through the archways that like indicate like different like there's like each district is like kind of walled to be different. There's like the large archways to get through. This one's a little bit smaller, but there's still a couple guards there as you go by. As they give you a small nod, and you notice the guard presence in this like this alleyway. It's kind of a junction between 2 major districts. It's very small, but it's very poorly lit. Like the high-rise buildings on either side. It's kind of like not shantytown, but it's like definitely like lower income. Like everything's high built. People like many people to a house. It's hard to keep under control. So the guards at either end to make sure it doesn't spill out into the streets.
We show him the badge.
Yep.
The twisted tankard one.
No, I'm joking. I'm like
Okay.
we're in CSI. Come
We're
on,
cops.
dude.
No, they give a nice little nod to you. There's like but one's half elf, one's human. They give a knowing sort of look to each other as you like who enters this alley willingly. Why are they going that way? Just like quick mental note of like what you guys look like.
Very distinctive party.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck oath.
So as you get into
Do
the alley,
we-
there's like a couple people like sitting in doorways, just like door open. It's probably it's not a shop.
Right, right. Do we see the point where the shit happened?
Oh yeah, this alleyway is maybe like 160 feet long, like total, like, which is like 50 meters about, like in length, where stuff is like just crammed packed together. Like it doesn't take long to get through here, so whoever must have ambushed this thing in between, it happened quick. Like
Right. Can we look for clues?
this place is heavily passed through. There's people come through here. There's a lot of So you can try, but the DCs to find stuff will be quite high. You can roll me an investigation check or perception depending on what you're looking for. If Cal would like to helm an investigation to more look for stuff, and Rainier, if you'd like to give me like a sniffer based perception to see if you can like start smelling out some poisons.
Yeah, poison.
I do have proficiency in investigation. Can I help with that?
Yeah, you can
roll?
help Cal give him advantage if you have proficiency.
Thank you. That is very helpful.
Guidance on Rainier.
Thank you.
Yep, guidance myself.
Smack. Do the Macarena.
20.
Dudes, I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Oh,
Hey,
Game over!
that's pretty good.
You guys are doing really well. So for the
Let
Oh,
me.
a
Yeah,
D4.
party.
Sorry.
Cal rolled a
So 22.
a 22, and that's how much total?
23.
Okay.
Nice.
So Cal,
Good
Oh
job.
wait, no, I'm so lying to you. I haven't added my perception. 27.
Sorry, little fib.
okay. So
Fib.
we'll go
A
with
good sniffer.
we'll go with Rainier first. It's difficult to like most poisons try and mask them. Like they try and mask with something. So you know what like the telltale signs to look out for, like stuff that is very overbearing to at least get through. And you pick up this what feels not right for this area, this very sickly sweet smell of cherries, and you're not sure where it's coming from until you kind of like follow around. It's not like you get like breadcrumb trail in the sky in video games showing you exactly where. So it takes a few like attempts to go through different areas, and you find like just under like, I call it shrubbery, but it's mostly weeds. Outside one of the houses, there's just this small vial that looks to still have a bit of residue of poison in it. It probably, based on this type of poison, you're not sure what the poison is unless you took time to dissect it and really feel what it was with your alchemy kit, which is currently in a. You know, you need a
Oh,
poison.
by the way, I'm still with my card.
Yeah, I know you still have your trolley.
Cakes.
So
Yes.
everyone's looking.
And one wheel is squeaking, so it's wee.
Oh no!
Like this.
You're gonna return to the squeaky wheel and have two good ones.
Des,
Yeah.
weird question.
Oh,
Is there any like around where the poison vial was dropped or anything? Is there any like ashes, like someone stubbed out a cigarette or anything like that, burned evidence, anything like that?
Well, I'm gonna go through what Cal got in a minute. So that will.
You really want to use that spell, huh? Like you
Yes.
really want it.
But based on like the vial, it doesn't look like this poison. It's not like the person who was poisoned had a like a weapon like pierced into them. Whoever came up with this poison, it looks like the type of vial that it would have been like quick pinch their nose, put it in their mouth, and they're going to start frothing at the mouth. Like it has to be ingested, so it was definitely a very forced, violent way of very violent way of poisoning someone, because it was like forced down the throat, which is unfortunate. Looking through around the area, like kind of going through it, there's like boot prints and stuff. Unfortunately, the boot prints don't actually seem to from where the poison was dropped. Like you seem to have had to, like, they don't lead off, so either they scurried up a building, went in a window somewhere around here, you're not sure, or they just threw it down and it's someone else's boot prints entirely.
You said it's next to one of the
Weeds outside
buildings.
someone's homes, yeah.
Right. The building, the house, does it look lived in?
Yeah, everything here looks lived in.
Do I see any people in it?
There's sounds of people inside.
I will turn to Zamani and gesture with my head to the building there.
Go do party face things.
Do party face things. I have a -1 in persuasion.
Go be
I'm
hot
really
and talk to
sorry.
people.
I was thinking about Dust in the last campaign. What exactly do you want me to convince or talk or
Well,
be
the
charismatic
witness
about?
probably lives in there, like someone who saw or heard something happen, because
Okay.
the vial is right next to their house.
Okay, cool. I go knock on the door. Unless is it one of the things that are open and the dude just sitting on the front porch watching this
No,
whole
this
time?
one appears to be more like Like, a lot of families probably live in this house, but this isn't one of the things that's not a shop.
Okay. Yeah, I got
You
knock on the door.
knock, there's a moment where someone opens the door just slightly and goes, "What do you want?"
Hi. Well, we know some people earlier who had a hard time in the alley. I mean, it seems like that happens a bit often. But since it's closest to your house, I was wondering if you heard or saw anything.
Who's asking?
We're just trying to get our friends back.
Who do you work for?
Work for? Work for myself.
Work
Today.
for.
I'm just looking for some friends.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Get it.
Who do you work for?
Not bad. That's not
Self?
bad at all. Where's persuasion?
30.
24.
24,
Nice.
okay. He opens the door a bit more. It's tiefling man, maybe late 20s, early 30s. Kind of very
Tiefling man.
Tiefling man. He's got this like dark red skin with like horns that kind of like curl upwards and out. Hair has just been shaved. He looks very wary, even though he's opened the door a bit more. What did your friends look like?
I described the people that we heard that worked with Karen, or what is his name?
Yeah, his name is Karen.
Kendry.
Karen.
I was.
That happened a while ago.
Yeah, we've been out of town, unfortunately, and when I got back, they were gone. So,
Shit, well, I hate to tell it to you, if your friend was driving that cart, they got ramshackled into a bunch of fucking unfortunate.
yeah, I heard about what happened to the driver. I also knew some of the others that were with them.
Others? No. Cart came through, only one person driving the cart.
You said that Kendry said that there were multiple people with him, right?
Hendry said that, yes.
Uh-huh.
There
Uh-huh.
were the others. They were supposed to be.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It came through, there was a dude driving a cart. Fucking some boy dropped off the roof of the building across the road there, grabbed him, put something in his mouth, and then kicked him off the cart and kept driving.
Can I insight him just to make sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
You said he jumped from the roof?
I got a nat 20.
Nice!
Hey,
Second this
Emma.
game already.
This
The
guy is
modifier?
speaking what he knows the truth to be.
Okay, so he didn't see anyone else.
He didn't see anything else.
The guy that jumped off the roof, was there anything identifiable about him?
Fuck, I try not to put my nose in that sort of business.
Oh, completely understandable. Nothing good comes of it. I just was trying to find out what I can.
I was upstairs. I identifiers, cloaked figure, hood up, face covered. Couldn't tell you other than maybe they were like 5'9", 5'10", slender build, quick on their feet. Seemed confident to jump off a fucking house. So
It's fair.
again, it's maybe someone else saw something different or saw a better angle on them, but people get mugged in this alleyway an awful lot, and the best way to not get mugged in this alleyway is just don't fucking intervene.
Yeah. I definitely understand that. I appreciate you sticking your head out for me.
Look, we gotta stick together, you know, tieflings.
Thanks. I give him
Sounds
a
great.
little bit of a fist bump because I assume that's the thing that
Aw.
tieflings do now, and it's canon.
Of course they do.
Yeah, just like the forearms together. Just
Yeah.
No, they knock their knees together. That's the COVID.
Shut up.
they lock
option.
horns.
No.
Just-
Yeah.
We're
Bump
not
horns.
Rams!
Bump horns.
Can I scale the building?
yeah, you can do the climb speed.
No, I don't have a climb speed, but
Can
I'm
I-
fucking dexterous.
Can I
Can you roll me
approach
an athletics check then?
Rainier
Because
as
it's
she
not
starts
dex to climb a building.
Okay.
Rainier? I fluff out my wings. It's like, you know I can fly. You don't have to climb.
Can you carry me there?
I can't, but I can go up there if you just need eyes.
Well, I want my eyes there.
Okay, have fun.
What's your strength score?
Mine?
Yeah.
Cool.
I like that answer.
My
Depends if I
score
think
is
it's the negative
11.
three.
My modifier
You cannot
is
carry
0.
Rainier.
Yeah, no, I know that. That's
Yeah.
why I just offered to go up there. I didn't offer to
That's
carry
nice.
her. Fuck
Well,
that.
I think we can go together. 2 sets of eyes are better than 1.
If we're gonna fly up there, just
So I
sit
cannot
on-
use acrobatics first.
No,
Huh?
it's athletics to climb.
Okay, it's
I mean,
12.
technically, if like Samani got on the roof, found an anchor point for a rope, and then threw the rope down, it'd be a bit easier.
Mark,
Screw
do you
that
want to give me a d4? Because I got a 12.
You've
sitting
got to
on the
give
edge of the
guidance
roof.
before the roll happens. I'm pretty sure it states
Okay.
it in there.
Yeah.
You got a 12? It's
I
not
got a
difficult.
12.
This is an easily climbable surface with the amount of like handholds. There is like, you kind of get halfway up, and there's like, these things are easily like 4 stories tall. You get to like the 3rd story, there's like windows, like shutters are just open. You look inside, there's just a like very, very beautiful like half-elven woman just finishing getting dressed. Just looks and you goes, customer?
No, not yet. I'll be back though.
As you keep going.
Is that frequent? People often enter through the window of this place.
That's why it was a
never know.
question
That's
mark.
the best way an
Customer.
intruder comes in.
That's the romantic way in. Come on, dude.
So, as you both get up the top, thankfully the DC was only 10 to actually climb here.
I've
It
just
would've
been,
been funny.
Hey.
sitting on the edge of the rooftop, just kicking my feet back and forth, kind of having fun watching Rainer climb.
Yep.
So, you get up there. It looks like doesn't look like people have been traveling up here an awful lot, but you can have a look
No,
at it
I-
if you'd like.
I do tell her about the guy who jumped down from the roof, and that there were no guards. Like, Kendry said that there were supposed to be.
Okay. Can I look if there are any signs of people like posting up in here?
Perception, please.
Oh, it's a perception. Okay.
I mean, not an advantage.
I thought it's going to be investigation for little signs, but it's fine. Perception.
No, if you're just trying to give like a glance over the building, I'm willing to let it be perception because that's like your way of perception.
But I wanted investigation.
Okay, do investigation. I thought you'd have a better perception.
No, my perception is. It's the same. I don't know why I'm being difficult. It's fucking
Then
same.
roll investigation. then. I thought you just.
Hey.
I thought you had a better. Yeah.
No, it's all the same. So God, plus 4, 14. Oh no, 16. I don't know how to
16.
count.
There's like all sorts of like scuff marks on the roof, but there doesn't appear to be any like rhyme or reason to them.
Can I investigate a long hand, or was that moment pass?
You feel like Rainier has a good
Okay.
look on it.
Okay, then another question. So I see no special signs of someone posting up here or anything. Can I see the whole alley from this point?
Yeah, this is like a bird's eye view. You can pretty much see like the 106 feet. You can see the length of it. Now, if it was nighttime and your vision was the best, it wouldn't be that good. But daytime, that this thing would have been passing through. Yeah, you got a vision of the entirety. You can make out the backs of the heads of the guards standing on the gate that end, and you can see the backs of heads of the guards on the gate the other end.
And is there a building on the other side of the road that is higher?
No, these are all built roughly the same height. All 4 stories.
The same height. If I look at the 4th story of the building right across, is there anyone there?
There's like movement behind some curtains that have been like thrown up. There's not like a great visual into it.
Hey Zimani, I am not keen on scaling another building. Can you go see what these people know? I have
Just
a
knock on the window frame.
yeah.
Yeah, what's
I
up?
have a witness to ask on the 3rd floor here.
A witness, you say?
Of course.
I'm definitely gonna give her like a fun knowing glance, and I'm gonna just super awkwardly, just like flying. I'm just gonna like knock on the window.
Seeing as you don't have
She'll
hover speed,
bitch
it's
you
kind of
up.
like
Yeah, I see. Yeah, as well as you would imagine.
Everyone
She's
else
still
is down below,
unconscious.
just looking up like, what the fuck is going on up there?
I look down and I'm
Well,
like,
Cal
don't
is
you dare look
analysing
up my
again.
skirt, bitch.
You're wearing pants though.
She said what she said.
It's the principle of
So,
the thing. I
you knock on
understand.
the window from the building that was right across the road. There's You hear from her. What the fuck? As the red-skinned tiefling pulls the curtain in the back.
Hi. My friend asked me to see if there were other people that I could ask. So I'm here. So I'm really sorry for bothering you again. So
I'm not the only one who lives here, but I was only at home on the day.
That's perfect. I just didn't know if there was... You said that there were multiple residents. I didn't know if it was different housing or whatever.
Fian would have been gone that day, but and the kids would have all been in school.
Oh, sorry for bothering you. I just kind of like... Whoop! like let your wings out right before I hit the ground.
Just drop.
Oh, as you drop down to the ground, Cal on the ground, you look through and you roll really well. So you spot like the not many carts and wagons actually come through here that often because it is known to be dangerous. So you find like the heavy grooves in the ground where it would have gone, and even like the bump and buckle that would have happened from someone jumping 4 stories down onto it. You can almost make out. One thing you do notice is there's less tracks in the ground of like a heavy footfall that you would have expected to be lined up with it. Now, mind you, that could be from people just walking through, or it could have been like the dust just settling and constantly going around. There is, however, importantly, what you would notice there is the heavy impact of where the body would have been thrown off. Like that almost created a divot in the ground, and from about, I'd say, if it's 160 foot long, about 75, 80 foot deep, there is like a hard divot in the ground where like a corner of a crate would have fallen.
Okay.
Make of that what you will.
And there's
Not
no sign.
80 foot deep.
No, not 80 foot deep into the alley.
Into the
Okay.
alley.
No, like a
Down.
meteor
Not
crate didn't
down.
fall.
Horizontal.
Is there signs of of drag marks from where for the crate? From the crate?
There is
or-
like a small drag mark, but it looks whatever it was is someone lifted it, so they must have been quite strong.
Yeah.
I do also let them know about the what the tiefling guy said.
However, it does not look like the track for the cart is like smooth. It does not look like there was much like stopping, starting. It's like a clean through. So whatever crate fell off, they probably were just willing to take that as collateral, and someone else came by and picked it up.
Okay. But it looks, at least from that, I can piece together. It definitely looks like the work of professionals.
So, if this alley runs kind of like northwest to southeast kind of direction, it looks like it was picked up facing a northeasternly direction, as in someone was like facing that way when they picked it up. So they weren't like facing either end; they were actually facing probably like 3 doors down to the right of the building that Rainier is currently on top of.
Okay.
Well, inside of now.
Yeah.
So, do I understand correctly?
Get back down.
The cart was moving. The guy jumped to the dirt. Did not
Jumped to
leave
the cart.
too many.
The cart.
Jumped to the
Poisoned the person. Threw them
Continued
off.
and threw them off, and one of the carts dropped as well.
Yeah.
One of the crates in the cart must have
The crates.
dropped
One
as
of the
well,
crates, yeah.
but the
He
guy who
continued.
did continue. So
Yeah.
part of the shipment was then left in Sketch Alley that someone
Yeah,
was
probably
like,
someone here has it.
We could probably go into the not a shop and do a
Yeah,
survey.
probably not a
And
shop
find
has
it,
it. Yeah.
I love it. It's called Not a Shop.
I mean, we could always ask the guy, because like you talking like to Cal, and you'd be like, well, you said that they're facing that way, correctly? We can also
Yes.
ask the guards if they saw a man or somebody walk out holding a large crate.
We could.
Could also
And
be
if
they're
different
bribed.
from
How many people are going to be doing that within the last 5
True.
days?
True. I guess we could, although... I mean... Actually, are we, like, fairly alone where we are? Like, there's no one
well,
really
you're definitely
crowding around
getting
us?
looks from people in their homes that are like,
Yeah.
you see a few people leave their homes, probably running to tell people that people are snooping, but if you don't,
There's no one eavesdropping, from what I can tell.
roll me a perception check.
Of course there's someone eavesdropping.
That is... What's my modifier? Perception.
Literally in Sketch Alley. Like, this is
Okay,
where
that's not
Asia
bad.
was at.
That's a 15.
So you see the
Not great.
the elf, half-elven woman, you're not quite sure, at her window that propositioned Rainier. She is looking down. You look around, there is most windows that are open has someone looking out at all you guys, because this is news for the alley. This is like
Right?
This is gossip.
This is
Yeah.
gossip. Like, someone's coming through and, like, people don't really stop here. So people who are stopping to look around, this is like, are they stupid? Like, it's the middle of the day, so it's less likely to get jumped, but, like...
Yeah.
A bunch of
No.
weirdos.
Yeah. Merc, chances of the guards being in on this, so to speak.
Would I know how corrupt this area is in the guards, or
History check, please.
guidance on myself? And that's perfect. That's going to be a chunky.
Not bad.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's a
24
Very
is
good.
good.
Chunky.
You know, the Burton Guard are, like, there's a good reputation that the law masters in town, they do a good job of weeding out corruption and stuff. There's, like, organized crime is kept to, like, bare minimum. Like, they do their best to keep things, like, all above board. No, that's not to say one or two guards may pocket a bit of change to turn a blind eye, but, like, as a whole, the system is
Yeah.
pretty well maintained.
And from my viewpoint, I don't know any of the 4 guards. Like, 2 on either end, I don't know any of them.
They look pretty green. Probably
Yeah, cool.
only in service over a year or two.
Well, I mean, Burton's guards in general are meant to be, you know, not the easiest to bribe. But,
do you want
could
to
always
come with
ask
me
them
to
then.
ask work?
yeah, sure. Let's take a stroll.
I'll wait here for Rainier, make sure there's someone.
You and Anna can have bonding time.
So,
Someone just comes back and is dead on the ground.
Rainier,
Oh,
can I have
no.
the next check be climbing down?
I'm climbing into the window of the 3rd floor.
Oh. So she kind of looks at you guys. So custom.
Maybe, depending on whether I like what I hear here. What's your name, darling?
Oh, what would you like to call me?
I would like to call you by your name.
Call me by your...
Where's the
I
pole?
suppose we can do
Where's
it
the
that way.
pole?
Trisna. Will be fine.
Frieza?
Trisna.
Trisna. Okay.
So her name is not Frieza. Good to know.
Not even her
Frieza.
final form.
Trisna. And she's a half elf, right?
Ah,
How old does she look?
maybe like... And she could easily be like... Have elves difficult to tell? She'd be like 30 to 40-ish.
Okay. Okay. So Trisna, some very unscrupulous type of people frequent this alley, and well, someone a week ago was on the roof of your building. Do you hear anything?
I hear lots. People tell me lots of things. I suppose